this is Prime Creations and welcome to my video about how I make my Belle Once Upon a Time cosplay. A few things to know before we really get started on this video. This is not a tutorial or a how-to. It's just a way of how I made it. So if you're planning to make this video, I hope this will be helpful, but it's not an exact way of how to do that. You just have to figure out your own way, but I do hope this video will help. Other thing to know is that I've been sewing for over 6 years now, but I taught it myself. So that means that I probably picked up a few techniques or something that a professional, someone who had a formal training in sewing would be like, oh no, the horror, how could you do that? So yeah, I may be doing some weird techniques and stuff, so my way isn't the correct way. That's also why this is not a tutorial, because there are lots of different ways to do this, to do things, and this is just my way. And last thing, I think it's the last thing I want to say is I've worked for a few years in a production sewing atelier. So that means that I've been trained to do to work as fast as possible. So that also means I have some weird way of doing things, and some weird tricks, or I do stuff in a weird order, or weird for other people, probably not weird for me, because that they give just a little bit of time profit, and with cosplay that little bit of time profit doesn't mean a big deal. But when you're working production, that little time effort on every little piece helps a lot. It can make the difference between getting it done at your deadline or not. So, but those habits are hard to break. So yeah, so that's some important things you need to know before we get started on this video and this series, actually, because I plan to make this a series. I plan from now on to film how I make all of my cosplays. Doesn't mean that I will always do that. I will probably forget a few times or something, but I will try. And so I hope this video series will be helpful for you if you're trying to make one of the cosplays I make, or if you're just trying to learn how to make cosplays overall, or just enjoy watching these videos. That's also a good possibility. So yeah, I hope this will be helpful or entertaining, or possibly even both. So yeah, with all that being said, let's just get started. So today is Tuesday dinner time, and tomorrow I'm going to my parents, so that means that I have a little over 2 days to finish this cosplay. Luckily I have most of the pieces already cut out, so these are the back parts, front parts, waistband, pockets, very important, very useful. Make pockets in your cosplay, you will thank me. And 2 big rectangles for the skirt. So the first step that I'm going to do is iron everything, because it's been in storage for a while, and I need to iron down a seam allowance on one side of the waistband. So I'm gonna use this handy little thing, so you can, it's hard to do with one hand, but you do it like this and then iron it. So let's do that. So I gave everything a quick iron over, and now I'm gonna sew the darts. And my preferred method to do that is I put a pin in the pointy end, in the point of the dart, and then I'm gonna bring the ends together and make sure that it's folded towards the point, and then when I'm gonna pin it secure, and make sure that when you put pins in it, you keep in count how you will put it under the sewing machine. So, and I prefer to leave this pin in here so I know exactly so I have the point where I need to go. So I have the point where I need to go marked. So I leave this pin in. So let's do this with the rest, and then I'm going to the sewing machine and show you how it looks. So I sewed the darts. So now it's time to sew the front and backs together. Well, I am a bit worried about the fit at the moment, so I may take in the darts, please, but we'll see how it fits. So I need so yeah, as soon as I'm done with this, I will see about the fit and make adjustments or see if I have enough fabric left over to make a new one. I'm not sure if I have enough. So I will first try to make do with the already cut out pieces, because getting out new pieces and adjusting will take more time than just resizing the current pieces. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I've sewed everything together, and I took a small seam allowance just to be sure, and as you can see, that's a good thing, because it will look like it will barely be able to close once I add the lining and outside together. So, but it looks good. You know, it will be a snug fit, but all the seams and everything are where they should be. So yeah, I think the pattern is just, as a lot of times sadly happens, the sizing chart on the pattern isn't right. So my number one tip is to, if you're working with a pattern for the first time, to make a mock-up. I didn't do it this time because I was like, I know my sizes, let's just do it anyway. And that was, as you can see, a mistake I am able to fix by taking a small seam allowance, but learn from my mistake. So it turns out it didn't have to be added yet, because everything, it's all covered with bias tape. So you can even make this cosplay without a lining, but I always would recommend a lining, it just looks neater. So I have here 5 meters of bias tape, and I'm gonna pin this just to make sure I have enough. I should have enough, but I'm one of those nitpicky people who needs to be certain. So let's pin this down. So I've been on and I have, I need to put on also, I have so I don't need to go answer. First I'm going to check what is it, I guess because I have because I always keep forgetting to add pockets. So I'm going to find it on here and then I'm going to answer and you know what, hopefully it's now 8 o'clock. So hopefully I can get this finished today. So in that case, I can finish the top after 3 minutes. I can finish the Wednesday and then on Thursday I just need to add planets. First I just need planets and I need to make them. So if I can start on today, that would be so great because that would mean again I can finish this cosplay by Thursday and I have Friday and everything else needs to be done. Right, yeah. So here's the thing. So I've pinned it all and I have, well I need to pin the armholes, but I have enough left for that. So I'm going to go on with the skirt, but first I'm going to check what is the best, how I can best add pockets, because I've never actually done that because I always keep forgetting to add pockets. So I'm gonna find that out on the internet and then I'm going on with the skirt. And you know what, hopefully it's now 8 o'clock, so hopefully I can get this skirt finished today. So in that case I can finish the top except for the eyelets. When I come home from my parents I can finish off the bias tape, and then on Thursday I just need to add the eyelets. Sorry, I just need the eyelets and I need to make the blouse. So if I can get the skirt done today, that would be so great, because that would mean then I can finish this cosplay by Thursday and that I will have Friday left over. Everything else needs to be done for Elfia. So here's hoping. So I took a little break after looking up how to do the pockets because I had some messages, so I decided to answer those and stuff. And what the internet says about adding pockets is to first attach them to the seam and then sew the two pocket sides together. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm gonna sew the pockets to the skirt pieces, then I'm gonna sew the skirt pieces and the pockets together, and then I will turn here to attach it to the waistband. Okay, so the sides and pockets are sewn, and I hit the size of the waistband and a gathering stitch on the top of the skirt, so we can start gathering and add it to the waistband. So let's start here. So I'm gonna do I've pinned the middle of the waistband, so that needs to align with the other side seam. So this is a lot of skirts. I hope it will not be too much skirt, because I made the skirt pattern myself, so it could be that it's a lot of skirt, but it looks that way in the series. So let's just gather this and see where we end up.
So, halfway there.
So I added the waistband, but before I'm gonna close the waistband off, I'm gonna add closure to the waistband by hand. And I also probably gonna add a button to around here somewhere to this pocket, so that when I grab into my pocket, I'm actually going into the pocket instead of like, oh, there's my butt. So yeah. So now I need to hem the skirt and then just figure out how much hem needs to be, and then I can hem it and just like, and then yeah, and the skirt part is done. And my washing machine is running at the moment, my dryer is running at the moment, and when that's done I want to do another load in the washing machine to wash some fabrics to work on that after Elvia. So that will take about an hour. So yeah, I'm good on schedule, and so it looks like I will have time left over this evening, because as soon as the washing machine is done I'm going to bed to make it too late, but it seems that I have at least an hour left before that. So as soon as I have this skirt, I'm gonna work on the doll version of this dress. so that will also be done this weekend. And then I can have a picture with the mini me. I love that. So let's get to work. Okay, the waistband is completely attached and everything. So now it's time to make the hem. So this is about the back side. And I found out that I need to add an extra button to the pocket. So I'm gonna first hem it, and then I'm done for the day. I'm gonna add extra pocket probably somewhere tomorrow or something. I don't know yet. Depends on how much time I have left for the washing machine is done. Because I just put the washing load into the washing machine. And I'm gonna iron this seam allowance. So I'm gonna first pin it at 1.5 centimeters, and then I'm gonna there. I'm gonna pin it at 1.5 centimeters, and then I'm gonna iron that in, and then I'm gonna turn it over again. So the total seam will take about 3 centimeters of the total length. So because I found out, and already pretty close to then was already about the right size, so I don't want to take too much of the hem. So I was hoping to get a bigger seam allowance out of it. I was hoping to get like maybe 5 centimeters or something, I don't know. But stuff happens. So and it's always important to iron your seam, your hem. Seams are important to iron also, actually, especially your hem. You need to iron down so it will lay flat. And the best way to do it is in 2 parts, just fold it over once. Okay, I'm clumsy, but the best way to iron your hem is to fold it over once, iron it, and fold it over again, and iron it again. That's how your hem will be as flat as possible. So that will look much better. And a lot of times I'm a bit lazy, so I have a hem feed on my sewing machine, so I often use that. So you get a walled hem, and I depends on the material and everything, and the kind of skirts on what kind of hem I use, if I do a small or a big hem. But this but this skirt is a big rectangle, so that's easy to hem. And sometimes a hem will curl over, so that's also why I'm hemming this by hand, so that it will lay flat. And I lost my hem. There it is. That's been trouble is because it's completely see-through. Can be easy sometimes, but it can also be a bit border, because sometimes you just, especially when it's dark like this and it's laying on the floor, you can easily look over it. So let's preheat my iron. So, and now I'm gonna iron this, and then pin it again, iron it again, and then back to the sewing machine. So it's Thursday morning, and the skirt is finished, and the top just needs the eyelet. So it's a bit of a snug fit, as you can see, but that also is good because where the top ends, it's just at my natural waist, so that helps cinch it in a bit, so that my waist will look smaller and the sides will look fuller, more like just like it is in the series. So next step is to put in the eyelets. But I have some errands to run for, some grocery shopping. I need to wash my hair, so I will do that. So I will work further on this costume after I've run my errands. So let's hope I have enough time to finish everything today, because that would be great, because I have more errands to do tomorrow. So I added the eyelets, and I did all the things that I had to do today, which was a lot. So it's now like around dinner time actually. So I couldn't find all of the pattern, and I used pattern Simplicity 5582 and for the corset, and I'm just gonna use the same pattern for the blouse but with some adjustments. So I'm gonna make sleeves a bit higher, and I twist it with pencil, so it's easily, so I can adjust it easily and look like how, and just see how it looks. That's maybe a bit too much. It's a bit more like so. And then we're going to somewhere around like this, and so you have like this, and then I want a straight edge. So going to be like this. And then I'm going to draw this line a bit further. And then there is some overlap here where I can add buttons. And I will need to add seam allowance, extra seam allowance all around, just to make sure that it fits properly. And I am not going to do the dart because that's alright, it will be covered, and it will give some extra space for buttons or everything. So there's overlap on the front of the blouse for closure. So I'm gonna draw this out with pencil to make sure I know which lines to use and which not. And I think I'm actually going to I'm going to add the seam allowance right now actually. And then I'm going to make some of the same adjustments to the back piece. So I'm gonna do that now, and then I'm gonna cook dinner, and then I'll see you again. So dinner is cooking, and so these are the pieces I made: the back piece, the front piece, and this is going to be the sleeves. And while dinner is cooking, because I have to wait for stuff to marinate and cook and boil and stuff, I'm gonna grab this ribbon, and I'm gonna, this is difficult ribbon, I'm gonna fold and sew it in half as for the lacing. So because I'm too lazy and broke. Well, it's not lazy, but I want this cosplay to be as cheap as possible. So I just use what I have as much as possible. And I have this ribbon instead of proper lacing, so I'm gonna turn this ribbon into lacing. So I've hemmed the front and back pieces, and I have some thread left over. So now I'm gonna pin these together, and I'm gonna pin them together the wrong side facing, so that's like this, because I'm gonna use a French seam, so which is always recommended with see-through fabrics that you use a French seam. So I'm gonna do a French seam, and for those that don't know, is then first you sew it wrong sides facing each other, and then I'm gonna pin this first so that I can show you. So this is now, say it's now sewed wrong sides together, then I'm gonna pull it open, and then I'm gonna sew it again like this, right sides together. So then when you have it, you have a double seam actually. So yeah, that works better for fabrics like these. It looks better. So that's the most, so yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want in the end. So I made a mistake apparently, so we're gonna just make a little tuck there, and no one will know. No one will ever be the wiser. Except you guys watching this video. this is the sleeve. I've also made a casting for elastic at sleeves. So let's do that now. So I got, where did I get them? I got a safety pin right here. So I'm gonna use the safety pin to feed the elastic through the casting, and I marked it using a pen so I know how big it needs to be in the end. But that's really concern. Oh, and let me also mark the middle of the sleeve, so that will help when I'm pinning the sleeve to the blouse. Sorry, it's starting to get late, so I'm messing up my words and everything. So just feeding it through the elastic, and the safety pin is just to help you get a good grip on it, because else you really can't do this. And sorry, by the way, if I for the more experienced people who are watching this, but that I explain sometimes things how I do them. But I want these videos is also for people who like to get tips and stuff, you know. I hope these videos will help people make their own cosplays, so that's why I'm explaining something sometimes that a lot of people probably already know. This is gonna take a while. So this is elastic is in the casting, so I'm gonna continue pinning this, and then I'm gonna sew this together, and there's the final piece. And when this is all sewn together, the fronts and backs are sewn together, then I'm gonna add some more of that rose lace to the top hem, and I'm gonna add in the sleeves. And as you can see on the sleeves, I added a little, I have some lace left over, but that's because the if I grab this, it's not like the sleeves are not going in completely, they're more gonna like be stop like here, and so the lace is gonna cover the last little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'll see you when I'm done with all of that stuff, and then the blouse is practically done. So yay! And the dress is done. So this is how it looks at the moment. I'm not completely happy with the neckline. It is supposed to lay like this instead of ruffled. So maybe I can push it down. I don't know. I have to figure out if I can fix that, but I'm not gonna worry about it now. It's just like, if it won't stay the way I plan to, it just doesn't matter. I'm not gonna stress or anything about it because I already have enough. Because there's already enough to do and everything, so I'm not gonna stress about it. But I'm really happy with it, so even though like this, this tends to go, but I just have to wear some shapewear under it, so that will probably fix that. And so there are some, so the neckline and that, whoa, that's my stomach, that's poking out, needs to be fixed, but it's pretty good for 2.5 days, so I'm really proud of myself. So it's like instantly recognizable. If I do say myself, I did a very, very good job, and especially when considering that I had to do some improvising, especially with the blouse. The blouse is the part I'm least happy about, and that's the part that I've improvised the most, so pretty good. So I can't wait to wear this Sunday, and it's now about 11:30 on Thursday, so I have 1 day left over before Elfia to get everything ready, and so I'm gonna do the dishes and maybe some other small stuff, and then I'm going to bed because I need to try to get a good night's sleep before Elfia, so that's important. So a lot of stuff to do, but mostly what I need to do tomorrow is packing and making sure my house is ready to receive a guest. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, so yay! So yeah, Elfia is going to be fun. Bye! So I'm just gonna show you, I don't know how I'm going to close this video. Should I close it now? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos of how I make my cosplays, or maybe some cosplay vlogs, or if you have general tips or something, let me know, and subscribe to my channel. I also do doll paints, which I'm gonna film very soon. So lots of exciting things going on my channel very soon. So if you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye!